Okay. Perfect. Froze. Nice. All right. I'm going to kill this. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to XPLosion for April 23rd, 2012. I'm your host today, Nebraska Dave West. If you notice something, don't seem to have a lot of other talking going on here. My two co-hosts are not here. So this is just me today, until they log in and realize that they're supposed to be somewhere. But you know how that always works out. Anyways, they're called. If they answer in, I'll add them in. They're called into Skype, but yeah, if they don't show up, they don't show up. It's kind of the way the cookie crumbles. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start with the news until, or all the way through, as much as it pains me, but that's the way it works some days. But I'm here, so we're going. Okay, first thing off the bat, first news item of the day for MMO. The European version of Terra. Terra. We've been talking about Terra Online for a while. The European version of Terra, they decided, because of the EU regulations, that they have to go in and censor out all of the blood effects. So, let me pull up here a little, whoops, wait a minute, I got to, getting myself adjusted here. We need to do a little switch here. There we go. And I pulled up the wrong screen region. Isn't that nice? Okay, there we go.
The answers we now seek cannot be found in books. Our individual journeys must now become linked to the looming battle of our world's salvation. The journey will begin at the Island of Dawn, a mysterious new addition to our maps. Long ago, when the Titans, Arun and Shara, fell asleep, they dreamed our world into existence. A world where races have finally come together as one, to forge a new alliance of equals, to turn back the coming tide of destruction, and stand against enemies who would turn their dream into a nightmare. When the island first arose, we arrived as explorers to discover and to understand. We discovered only death.
Now, I will say this. This is Terra. The graphics on this is just absolutely beautiful. We've had a couple people that have played the beta this last weekend that are highly addicted to this beta and are purchasing the game after playing the beta. So they really like it, and I'm hopefully a lot of you work on it like it. But what the issue is with Terra Online, as I kind of turn down the sound just up, well, it's about to end, but the issue that we have with Terra Online is the fact that the European version removed all the blood effects to be able to get a better rating on the game. And in doing so, it caused, let's say, just a little bit of consternation by the fans in Europe. And they are up in arms about it. They created the post on this on the forums is at over 2,400 posts complaining and asking them to reverse their decision. So we will see what ends up happening with this. Again, some of this though is those stupid EU regulations that we have to that these companies now have to deal with, which in some ways are a little bit more restrictive than what they are in the United States, and in some ways less. And this was documented by Valve. I believe it was in a book that's recently come out about all the changes that had to be done for the different games to try to mix and match and also Grand Theft Auto did a book. The guys who did Grand Theft Auto did a book on this, and pretty much said the same thing, that this was just ridiculous what the regulations are across the world, because it's different. Every country is different, and you have to match every single country. At least EU unified theirs, but theirs are, like I said, more stringent on some areas. Here's another cinematic from Terra Online. This is the High Elf race cinematic. Now, there is a joke, by the way. Wow, that's just loud. Okay. There is a joke, by the way, currently on, if you've never seen the cartoon, the Control-Alt-Delete online webcomic, if you're thinking about playing Terra Online, you really need to see the comic today. Rather funny. But yes, this is the way the elves looking thing. There are seven races in this game, from what I understand, and each one of them has a cinematic. This was the last one to come out. So far is the High Elf one that I found. Like I said, graphics on this looks fantastic, so we'll have to see how well it works. The lawsuit, from what I've heard, has been settled, and that they had with NCSoft, and they have to pay NCSoft a lot of money, but this game will be coming out as scheduled now. So, like I said, I know a couple of people who like it, be willing to try it, or are going to be purchasing it, try it, and these people were Star Wars Old Republic people, so it's going to be pretty popular. Let's just say that. Let's see. In other news, D&D Online, the new supplement comparing to the old supplement. The new supplement is, of course, going to be based in the Forgotten Realms, specifically the Underdark of the Forgotten Realms, which means Drizzt, and maybe some more Drizzt. If you know what I'm talking about, you would know. Of course, this is by Turbine. They've got a little 2.5-minute dev diary that they came out with, and they're going to talk about what the difference is between the realms in this little trailer here. It's only a couple minutes long, so.
Eberron is where we got our roots for DDO as a MMO. It was a fairly new campaign, and it was this unexplored area. The magic of the space was very tech-based, and this is where the technology of this magic punk environment came from.
The Forgotten Realms is the most iconic, the most famous campaign setting, and of course that means traveling to Faerun, which is the main setting in the Forgotten Realms. For us,
Faerun's the
getting to go to
continent,
Faerun from
not just the
Eberron is
main
really a
setting.
big
It's
deal, and
the
really
entire
important
continent
to us
is
to let the
Faerun.
world have its own flavor, and it feels unique, and it is true to the more classic high fantasy setting that has been part of that.
It
Forgotten
definitely is high
We have to be
fantasy.
very careful whenever we start either with Eberron or developing the Forgotten Realms, because we're dealing with some beloved properties here. And so we make sure to work closely with Wizards of the Coast, that we're following, you know, their own ideas and their lore and their history that's already been reflected in a lot of books and games and movies. So we have a history that we have to respect.
And we know that a lot of our players, you know, it will be very important to them if we bring them together to really treat it correctly, treat it right, not treat it trivially where people can move back and forth. The approach is, you know, it's not any random wizard or that could connect the worlds. It's not a case where portals just exist.
The whole challenge is figuring out what to make the linchpin of the expansion and the connection between the two worlds.
Loth!
And Lolth is that. She is the connecting
Lolth!
force between the two. You know, she's a iconic Forgotten Realms character. She is a god. She's powerful enough to do it.
Kind of a god. Okay. Definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel on this. Guys, I'll be very honest with you. This is a game that I am probably going to end up playing when it comes out. I am a big Forgotten Realms person. I was part of the RPGA a few years back, and they had what they called the Living City campaign. It was their first campaign across the world, paper and pencil game, pardon me, where you went and you created a character and you adventured with other characters from anywhere around the world, you know, at the various gaming conventions. You could get grouped up with you could be grouped up with, you know, people from wherever at places like Gen Con and Origins and play your character, and it would be your character. And I grew to love Forgotten Realms. Now, Forgotten Realms was originally designed by Ed Greenwood. It was originally for the first edition Dungeons & Dragons game. Well, very shortly after it came out, second edition for the D&D came out and completely rewrote a lot of the rules. Forgotten Realms became the primary campaign world for second edition, and second edition lasted a long, long time. The first edition's primary game world was Greyhawk. So when third edition came out, there was some dispute on what way to go. Well, they went with Greyhawk again, and then came back to Forgotten Realms at 3.5. In essence, in the RPGA. In between 3 and 3.5, they held a contest. Now, this contest was create a game world that will be, you win the contest, you get hired by Wizards of the Coast, you get you know, so many other benefits and stuff like that, but the game world becomes Forgotten Realms. I'm not Forgotten Realms, but Wizards of the Coast property. Well, the one that won was Eberron, and the reason Eberron won was because of the steampunk element that they put into the game. I never really liked that element. So then when they came out with, after they screwed the author and fired him in a you know, reduction of staff incident, and therefore they still owned everything, that's when D&D Online came out, and it was based on Eberron. Well, Eberron really has never sold as well as Forgotten Realms by any stretch of the imagination, because of a certain drow character created by R.A. Salvatore, a.k.a. Drizzt Do'Urden. So, because of all of this, D&D Online finally has permission to do Forgotten Realms. They're finally going to do Forgotten Realms, and it's going to become, it's going to be a bigger game than Eberron right off the bat, just because of the Forgotten Realms name. Too many people know it because of the Drizzt books. Too many people know who Elminster is. Too many people know who Ed Greenwood is. And it's going to become a huge game. I really think so. In the process, though, you know, there'll be a little give and take. But I trust in Turbine to do this right. So I really think it's going to be really good. Okay, on to a next subject, and I'm going to keep the screen up for the moment because I don't have a screen thing for this. Today, as of today, Monday, Sony has a 24-hour maintenance window. Now, everybody in the world panics. Oh my God, they've got something wrong and they're going to fix it. No. Don't panic, people. It's not that bad. They periodically have this 24-hour maintenance window, especially since they kind of screwed up back almost a year ago. It was May last year when they screwed things up with the entire hack scandal. So they have a 24-hour maintenance window today for all of their Sonly online entertainment areas, and that includes, you know, DC Universe Online, includes EverQuest, EverQuest 2. All of those are being and Vanguard and parts of the Burning Seas is on that system now, and all of their free games like Free Realms and the Star Wars, Clone Wars. You know, I'm just thinking of everything that they've got, but they have it down. They're doing your system maintenance. It's a 24-hour deal. It'll be back up tomorrow. It starts at 3 a.m. Eastern time, so should be back up by 3 a.m. tomorrow, or tonight, or however you want to put it. So it's standard maintenance. Don't panic, people. It's not, oh my God, we got hacked again. No, it's not that. So it's just standard maintenance, and hopefully when it comes back, everything will be running a little smoother, just because, you know, defragging the old drives and putting on those security patches is what we need nowadays. I am going to skip the next thing because I don't have my guests. Hello, guests. Okay, I'm missing them today, so we're going to skip my next item and go right on to the next one. And that is Guild Wars 2 beta event. Now, the Guild Wars 2 beta event starts on Friday this week. And now I'm going to go bring up my Guild Wars trailer. It's 5 minutes long. Wow, it's pretty hefty. And I'm going to better cut down that sound. This beta event is for anybody and everybody who has pre-ordered the game is going to be able to get into this beta event. And here's the key about this beta event, guys, and this is kind of a little bit of a hint, but it's also a little bit of a notice. There is no NDA on this beta event. That means you're going to be seeing it here on Lag Spike. Somebody is going to be playing this weekend. Starting on Friday, this game is going to be played on Lag Spike. I don't know how constant it'll be played, and I don't know who's going to play it, Cosmic Relic. So, but we will see who all broadcasts this. Anybody who's pre-ordered is getting into this beta. As of 2 hours ago, I was pre-ordered. I had to wait for a certain IRS check to finally clear before I could do it. So now mine is cleared. I am now in this. I will be in this, and if somebody else doesn't broadcast it, I'll be broadcasting it. So we got the beta event this weekend. It's going to start at 3 p.m. Eastern, and it ends 3 a.m. Monday, the 30th. The surefire way of getting into the event was to pre-purchase, and like I said, as of 2 hours ago, I pre-purchased. The beta is only going to allow 3 races. It's only going to allow Char, Human, and Norn, but all 8 classes. And they want to test both PvP and PvE content. and to see some of the new content that they have not shown in a trailer yet. This is the final beta weekend before launch, according to ArenaNet. That means the game is about to be released. Usually when there's a final beta, depending on the company, it's usually only a couple weeks before it comes out. Now, I think it's supposed to come out in the middle of May. So, we're right there at the edge where this is going to become a big deal. So, watch this space, watch lagspec.tv. Starting on Friday, if you didn't get into it and you want to see what this game looks like and experience the game, come here, watch it, play with us, join us. We are going to be going in with the Blacklisted name again. We are Blacklisted Gaming. My co-host, who should be here, but he's not because it's 2 a.m. in Wales, Welsh Mosher, is our guild officer in charge of Guild Wars 2. So, you will play with Welsh, you'll play with me, you'll play with Adam, you'll play with Cosmic, you'll be playing with a whole bunch of other people that from Blacklisted Gaming. Come join us, come join our guild if you wish. If you don't want to do that because it is a beta and we're not really ready for it and they're probably going to wipe everything, it'll still be a hell of a fun time. So come join us. I've got another minute and a half of this trailer. I mean, look at the combat, though. This is supposed to be... Guild Wars 1 was one of the best combats out there for PvP. It was the most balanced. They really worked their butt off to make it a balanced combat system, so you had... one class was not an uber class. They really worked hard on that. And I really think that this is going to be a game... I think this game is going to be the start of the fall. Well, it's already kind of starting the fall, according to some of my other articles. That Star Wars started to drop already. This game is going to accelerate that by pulling away a lot of the PvP people. That's my opinion of it. I could be wrong. But Star Wars has already gone from 1.9 million subscribers down to 1.25 million subscribers. This game will take off another point, at least another 250,000, if not more people off of that list, just because the PvP is going to be that good. And a lot of people in Star Wars love PvP. And I know Pocket is going to be in this with Hello Critty, her guild. I'm positive they're there. I haven't heard about Togrim, or I haven't heard about Towley, other casters here on Twitch.tv. I know Pocket will be, though, because she's already tweeted it. So we're going to have a bunch of people out there, and this should be quite the experience. And I think, come join us. A lot of fun. Okay, I'm going to skip that to the end because I want to show that baby off. All right. Last week we didn't have a show, and I apologize completely for that. I felt like crap. I had worked 12 hours the day before, which is not a normal working day for me, and I just felt horrible. But the big news last week was that the Legacy patch for Star Wars came out. Let's see. We've got a video here. There it is. And I have to thank Technonomicon Media for this.
Media, and this week, patch 1.2, the Legacy patch for Star Wars The Old Republic.
Okay, I'm going to cut that sound down.
So I thought I'd share with you guys a lot of the cool features from the Legacy system. So I'm starting with what I have leveled up, which is the Sith/Imperial UI tab for all the different classes.
Subscribe to these guys.
System. What this panel shows is all the companions that you've unlocked, as well as the abilities for each class that you've unlocked. So you gain an emote ability at the lowest level, a buff ability, which is actually really awesome, and then of course the heroic moment usable ability for each class. The way it works with companions is as they're unlocked, you gain 10 presence, and then a bonus that is actually usable regardless of whether you have your companion out or not. So one companion type will give you increased health, another will give you critical strike, and so on and so forth. And then these abilities carry over now to all of your characters. So for each companion, you gain a cumulative 10 presence as well as these other abilities, which is pretty awesome, and it makes new character development a breeze. I tried it out and it works great. So with self-buffing, each class gets their own unique specific buff, but with the legacy system, for each unlock, these buffs are carried over now. So using my Sith Warrior buff now,
Okay, so
the Sith Inquisitor buff.
you get the nice thing about this is basically this allows you to interlock all of your characters into a legacy or a family or however you want to call it. The more characters this is actually a heck of a benefit for those people like myself who like alts. We love having multiple characters. This is a incentive to that. Like they were saying on the chat there, and what I'm talking over, and I apologize for talking over, but there is licensing issues and stuff that way, you can't just directly copy everything. That's actually a technique I learned from the radio. So the thing is, though, with this is, as he's showing you all the extra buffs and stuff that you get for doing the legacy, it provides you to have 4, 6, 8 characters on a server. You link them all together. Each one, as long if you're talking different, you want to be of different classes. In this case, you don't want to have 2 Sith Warriors on the same account. It kind of pushes the diversity. It allows you to, like I say, you get buffs from your other characters' pets in this situation. So that forces you to actually try to also play both Sith and Jedi, because then your Sith characters will get your Jedi companions buffs and vice versa. It's really a nice little system to encourage that, and I do like what they've included in this. Other things they've included besides this legacy thing in the family tree to link your characters together. You do get ship unlocks from this. You get Valor unlocks from this. You get they were saying, like you said, the social emotes you get from this. The other things that came out with the patch were you got a free Tauntaun pet and a free 30 days if you've reached level 50 with any of your characters, or if you've made legacy system. Now, my account was designed to run out because of a certain other game that it's coming up that I'm going to mention. Right about that same time that goes out. So now I've got an extra 30 days now because I do have a character at 50. Allows me to do that. We showed 2 weeks ago the UI customization. Now you've got the UI, you can move around and stuff like that. Now I haven't really gone in and experimented yet with this because I've been too preoccupied with some other games. And I wanted to see whether I need to see whether or not the new guild stuff is put in there, like the guild bank and such like that. What I've been told is it didn't make it in, and that's kind of disappointing. I also know that the progression PvP piece did not get added in at the start, and I have not heard word when that's going to come in. That was tested on the test server, but they opted not to put it in. And I've got a phone call from Seattle, Washington, and they can sit and wait. It is 7:30 Eastern Time. They can wait. Thank you. Okay. So, of course, the problem they did is when they put out this patch the next day, they ended up having to have a server outage to fix problems, and they gave a day of compensation for it. considering this was kind of a make or break patch, and then immediately ending up with a server problem that they have to deal with, probably wasn't a good thing. They kind of lost the PR battle into this. I was kind of worried about their situation. Again, there's a report out just today that they've gone from 1.9 million subscribers to 1.25 million subscribers with Terra Online, with Guild Wars 2, with Secret World all coming out here in the next 2 months. That is going to start eating away at them again. They're going to have to step up their game. I am not seeing it, and that's going to be a problem from them down the line. They're going to keep a ton of Star Wars people. There's no way around it. They're going to stabilize at some point in time, but the hardcore gaming community is probably going to start drifting from this game. Now, they did do also a world event, or you could call it a galaxy event, I guess. Let me pop that up.
News Network travel ban update. The planet Tatooine remains the site of a major Rakul plague outbreak. Authorities believe the Rakul threat has spread to densely populated areas. Do not land on Tatooine. Furthermore, do not answer distress calls or other communications from the planet without official clearance. The Ministry of Logistics will advise when this travel ban has expired. Until then, remain vigilant. Keep calm and avoid Tatooine.
Okay. Rackles are an invention of the Knights of the Old Republic game, and of the books, the expanded universe books about this era and the previous era. Rat ghouls are basically zombies. Zombies that can infect and blah blah blah. They're zombies. I have mixed feelings about this, to be honest with you guys. I like the fact of a world event. I like that they decided that yes, we do need world events. This is actually a really good thing to have. The rat ghouls, I am not a fan of the rat ghouls at all. I think it's adding too much of a fantasy element into the game, in a game that's supposed to be, yes, it's sci-fi fantasy, but it just seems to follow a trend, and I don't really like that trend, and that's zombies. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that it's overdone, and in this case, I think it rubs me the wrong way. But I do think that a world event like this is actually a good thing for them, and I hope they think and continue to do them, because that will keep people there in their game. Okay. Going on, I'm skipping that one, and I'm going to skip that. Okay. The runner-up for the best new hybrid game was this little game, a PAX. World of Warplanes, which is in alpha stage right now. They have 4,000 testers in this. Wow, that music is loud, at least in my ears. I'll knock that down. Okay. They are, they have 15 versus, they're up to 15 versus 15 dogfights. Which is pretty darn cool. Instead of character classes, you have plane types. And you work on the different versions of plane types, and you raise them up just like a character in any other MMO. Which is really neat. And of course, looking at this is World War II planes. You are fighting, I believe, for the most part at this moment over Europe, although the Japanese planes I know are either in the game or scheduled to be in the game. This is mainly just pictures, like I said, of World War II battles. It's very similar. The battles are very similar, they say, to either, like Battlefield 3 or Call of Duty, in the fact that once you are down and shot down and stuff like that, you cannot jump right back into the battle again with a respawn. You have to wait until the battle's over with before you can jump into another battle. But you get to sit back and watch the rest of the battle, and you can watch the different variant places and different people on the screen, which is kind of cool. I mean, I think that that's actually kind of a neat factor to have. They say it's real easy to start out the game in, but they use basically like a talent tree system for your abilities in your playing, and it's hard to master, but it's real easy to start out, at least get the basics down and get going, which is going to be a good thing, because a lot of people are going to be intimidated by the planes and say, oh my god, we're going to have Microsoft Flight Simulator again. No, it's not that hard from what I understand. So and I like to thank it's going to be a good game. Like I said, it was really high. It's really highly looking forward to this. So we will see how this all wanders off. Next game I want to talk about real quick is going to be City of Heroes, and this one I have to shut down the sound on. It's super loud. Okay. City of Heroes patch dropped, or is going to be dropping, and it is finally the end of the Praetorian War arc. And if you've been playing City of Heroes, you'll know that in this arc they've killed Statesman off. They've killed another character, and I don't remember which one it was. I apologize. I haven't been paying attention again. I've been occupied with other games. They have a new trial, which is what's being shown here on this video by this gentleman who played the trial in the on the test server. This is called the Magisterium Incarnate trial. It is. They also are going to be including with this update a 30 to 35 zone called the Night Ward, which, surprise, more zombies! Ah! Okay, more zombies, more dark, mystical villains. And supposedly it's a realm between the living and the dead, and you know how that goes. In other words, zombies. There's going to be a new global Looking for Group channel. Now, I don't know how this is going to work. I haven't really looked into it. I do not know if this is the same Looking for Group situation that we had for what we got in World of Warcraft. I don't think so. I think they're just talking a channel. If that's the case, be prepared for Chuck Norris jokes, because the channel will get overran by everybody else not using it for what it's supposed to be for, which is supposed to be for Looking for Group, because you know how that always goes. And we have gone dark. Why have we gone dark? There we go. I'm going to kick it forward. Okay, so City of Heroes is still one of the better of the superhero games, just because of the diversity of powers and the different character classes and such like that. It is free to play, ladies and gentlemen. It is a game that is worth playing. Let me tell you, I have got many a character on this, and it is worth worth playing still. So even though it's a 10-year-old game, they've kept it fresh. They've been adding things to it. If you're an altaholic, they have enough servers that you can fill all the alts out to your heart's content. And so it is it's a fun game and fast-paced. It has a crafting system and everything else that you would want in a game. So again, check it out. Their new it'll be quite amazing to see what they do after this. So we got 2 more pieces of news today, and then, darn, I'm going to end early because I have nobody to talk to. All right. Well, we're still going to continue on here. We got 2 more pieces of news, and then I'm going to show you something. Well, that's a threat, isn't it? All right. 2 pieces of news. 1. In the next few weeks, the date has not been determined. We are going to be doing our first 24-hour marathon. Our 24-hour marathon will be in support of our good friend and now caster for Leg Spike called Naturn. Naturn has graciously offered up a Minecraft server for a lot of us, and is wanting to take the Minecraft server to another level of where we can actually get people that listen to our chat involved. And but it costs quite a lot of money, and we here at Lag Spike have decided that to support the channel, because we are going to be using it quite extensively as our Minecraft server here, to have a marathon for him to raise money to pay for use of that server. So we will be doing that here. Again, I don't know when that's going to be. It's in the formulative stages, shall we say. But you will be getting a taste of Minecraft. And like I said, if you sign up on our forums, there's a good possibility you'll get invited into the Minecraft server. So don't forget to sign up into our forums for that type of thing. Plus, we'll be giving out prizes and other special events that specifically and only for forum viewers, for our viewers that are signed up on our forums. So sign up on our forum and watch for this Minecraft 24-hour marathon to help support for this server. The next big thing, and now I'm going to switch this to this. And you'll think, oh well, you just changed back to this again, right? Now we go to the big thing. I want to welcome you. I want to welcome you to the Secret War. The Secret War looks like a giant map. So what is it? This is the Facebook game for the Secret World. Now, why am I showing you this? And I'll explain the game to you here soon. There's 2 really major things about this game. 1, if you get to secret agent level, and if you look up here, I'm up in the corner up here, I'm secret agent level. If you get into if you make it to secret agent level, you will be invited into the beta weekends starting May 11th. May 11th starts the open beta for the Secret World. Now, you guys have been on here, you've seen these podcasts, you've seen the videos, you know we're big into the Secret World. I am the RP officer for Blacklisted. Zerobian is our leader, just like how I mentioned that Welsh Mosher is going to be our leader over on Guild Wars 2. Zerobian is our leader for this, for Secret World. I am his RP officer, and as my thing refocuses. Okay. We're going to be pounding this game heavily. We've got about 50 to 60 people right now signed up under Blacklisted's name to play this game. See all the blue? That's us. We're Illuminati. Now, the reason we chose Illuminati is because, you know, their slogan is sex, drugs, and Rockefeller. We're the party animals. But we're also the shrewd corporate types as well. Of course, you know the Dragon and the Templars are the other teams. Dragon are green, Templar are red. Right now, we're ahead. That's because it's daytime here in the United States. this game shifts back and forth quite a bit. Dragon takes over at night. Early morning, it's Templar, and in the afternoon and evenings, in the United States, I'm talking Eastern and Central times, it's Illuminati, more Illuminati dominated. In essence, the game is a big game of Risk. We're sending agents to every one of these countries to try to control them. And of course, they gave us all 50 states for some odd reason, and didn't split Canada up. You know, you Canadians can complain about that. I think they should have split Canada up, but you know, whatever. So that's what we've got here. Is quite the interesting situation. How this relates to Facebook is you have to have a Facebook account to play, and it depends on how many friends you have that play Facebook, that are playing this game, that are on Facebook. That's how many agents you get, and every hour you can send your agents somewhere in the world. Now, if you click on a country, and I'm going to take Germany here, just because Germany's kind of been a focus of mine. See, I have no available agents. It's still within the hour that I drop agents on, so I can only drop agents once an hour. Notice the percentages, though. Currently, the Templars are in control, but it's 40-40 between them and the Templars and the Illuminati, with 18%, you know, screwing up the mix with the Dragon, which is, you know, typical Dragon. Got to screw up the mix. So what's happening is that we've got community unlockable, what they call community unlockables. There's more to this than this video, but we notice we're uncovering a video right now. Once that video is uncovered, we'll know what we actually get in the game. As you raise levels in this game, you do gain items for your character in the beta, and you got, like I say, 35 points, which isn't hard, trust me. Gets you the health elixir, the faction t-shirt, and of course ours is I Love New York, because that's kind of our home base is New York City. The non-faction cap and a sword. All the way up to, like I say, Secret Agent, which is guaranteed access to beta weekends. Plus more XP, plus a shotgun from Heck, plus Wolverine, you know, what they call vampire claws, which are like short versions of Wolverine claws. Jacket, you know, this is that, you know, if you've seen the videos where they have that nice blue outfit for the Illuminati, that's what you're ending up getting here. And it's quite neat what they're doing. Now, if you have Facebook friends that are not playing, or I should say that are not playing, but are playing for the other team, like my good friend from high school is playing on another team, and a couple people that we know on that side, which just going to be a quick glance. They're on another team. Being on other teams, they don't hurt you, but you can keep track of who they are. But then you have my agents, and quite frankly, I've got about you know, that many. And these are all now my Facebook friends, and actually I'm going to be utilizing this for the next item I'm going to mention. So you get a plenty of people in here, and like I say, you know, Adam, Abe, who is blacklisted as well. So I mean, there's a lot of people that you can get in this. So it's a lot of fun. It's just, it's one of those Facebook social games. It doesn't take a lot, to do. Once an hour, you log in, you throw your guys in there and to wherever state you want to go to and throw them out. And as you can tell, the last 5 items that happen are blinking all over the place. The last major set of items are blinking around. So, they, like here, Dragon have taken over Serbia, and Illuminati have taken over Sweden, those type of things. So you see the latest events as you're watching along. This makes a great screensaver, by the way. I had this up as a screensaver at work, and everybody was like looking at it and was going like, wow, that's kind of cool. And then explained to them it was a game that I was playing, but it's still, it is a cool thing. Now, look, see, the Illuminati just took Libya. I mean, the game is running real time. It updates about every 5 minutes it updates, and the countries will change sides, and it gets wild. And people are on Facebook. They've created groups on Facebook. They're planning attacks. They're planning using the game, and it's a lot of fun. What this leads to is what we're going to be doing here at this time, May 14th. I have gone and invited any and all Illuminati cabals to come to this station. Station? Wow. God, I think I'm on radio or something. No. Okay, come to this channel. And we're going to have a special edition of XPLosion. And we are going to have all sorts of people on that are Illuminati. I have an open invitation to any and all Illuminati. I have open invitation to anybody from Secret World, but to be actually in the chat that we're going to have Illuminati in the chat, and people will be able to advertise their cabals. This is beyond blacklisted. People are going to be able to advertise their cabals. They're going to be able to advertise. They're going to be asked and can tell why they're interested in this game. Why are they so excited about it? What their character plans are. Are they going to be role playing? Are they focusing on the PvP? Are they focusing on the PvE? We're going to talk. We may be able to talk mechanics because the NDA may be dropped on May 11th, and this is May 14th. So we're hoping that the NDA is dropped at least enough that we can talk about the game and get people involved. Because I really, honestly think this is going to be one of the hottest games coming out this next year, because there is enough diversity in this game that it makes it different, and that's going to either appeal or repel people from this game. And I'm really hoping that helps, and I hope we get a lot of people for that, and we're hopeful that things work out. Now, if there's anybody in the chat, I really want to apologize to you. My computer is causing massive amounts of problems today, and it's really been a pain in the neck. So I can't see anything in the chat. I can't see my broadcast. I'm freezing up constantly when I try to watch this. So I apologize to anybody that was trying to ask anything in the chat, but I really couldn't see anything today. And then, of course, I have no people here to make the show go longer. But I want you to also think of one thing. Blacklisted Gaming. And the reason I'm saying that, we're going to be in both Guild Wars and in Secret World. We're going to be hot and heavy in both of those. I want you to think about possibly joining us. We are Illuminati. You may not like that, but hey, I tested as a Templar when I did this. But I am Illuminati. And I am joined up. And I'm, like I said, RP officer in Secret World is me. Main guild officer in Guild Wars 2 is going to be Welsh Mosher. And so think about joining us. It's blacklistedgaming.org. Come on by. Even if you're not going to play, join the forum and say, hey, I'm in this other guild, but I wanted to stop by and say hi. And we're going to build those relationships. And of course now it says, you've been idle too long. Okay. Also, don't forget lagspike.tv. We now have a wrestling federation that Adam is putting on, and he may have his color commentator this week, and it's not me. For those of you that are all of a sudden saying, no, it's not me. I'm not the color commentator on that. Somebody else. But it's a familiar voice. And we'll see how that runs. Again, it's a wrestling federation. It is done on PS3. It is not an Xbox. It is on PS3, so there are a little bit of subtle differences, just so you know. For one, the AI seems to be smarter. So we'll see what happens there. If you watched last week, we know Adam somehow ended up with a title, so we got to get that off of, all you wrestlers are going to have to try to get that off of him. I said we, I'm not involved. I don't know why I'm saying we. We as in Lagspike, we. Sorry. Alright. So then, Thursdays are normally arcade or straight video game discussion show. I have not heard word yet if Kim Pine is going to be running Major Malfunction on Friday. And on Sunday is Nerd Junkies, our video game and tech news from Joel and Clay. And they do an awesome job with their show. We also have, I haven't heard the date yet. I'm not sure of the date or time yet, but B. Woods is bringing together a UFC league once more. Sign up in the forums. You can sign up in the forums for the wrestling and for the UFC league in our forums. Please do so. Both are going to be a lot of fun. And we'll see how this all works out. But anyways, this is lagspike.tv. Our Twitter account is lagspike_TV. Facebook at lagspike.tv. We have, or I should say Lagspike TV on Facebook. We have a number of casters. Our channel system, we now show 9 on the front. We have way more than that. Way more people broadcast now. And we're going to be broadcast. A number of us will be broadcasting various different games. Again, Guild Wars 2 this weekend, though. We are going to be focusing heavy on that. So please come join us. Please come join us when you're watching us, destroy motorcycles or anything else that we've got going on here. And that is XPLosion for Monday. And hopefully next week, all my co-hosts will show up. Because if they don't, I'm doing this with Elmo and Scooby-Doo. And you think I'm joking? I'm not. So, we don't want to go through that. We really don't want to go through that. So, have a good one, everybody. And this was XPLosion. Good night.